before. Does that work? Do they have one on the bottom? They do not have one on the bottom. They just have them front and back, so that doesn't really work as I wanted it to. Well, I'll tell you what then, I won't worry about the sorters, because they probably take a lot. They take a lot of stuff anyway, and it's not like it's going to do something I don't want it to, the arc furnace. So what I'm thinking is to just do that, do that, and then it's basically essentially plumbed in anyway. So I could do that for all 4 sides, but for now I'm thinking just the one. I can't fully complete it. I almost got it to a point where it worked, but so the other thing would be 5. Now these are the things that have, like, these things can take the things around them, so this could be useful to have other things or space around it to do. But for now I'm thinking this is just the basic ones, like the first ones, so I'm just going to do the same sort of thing again where I put it like so. It is like there, isn't it? Yep, and do it there, and just do so. Well, I used to have plenty of steel plates for that. Didn't have anything else for it. And this thing takes forever to weld. Even at my fast welding speed, this thing takes a long time to weld. Right. And then the other thing is the refinery. That's not the refinery. Refinery is 6. Again, this thing also takes more things. And I'm not quite sure how I would want to stick this in this sort of position. To be honest, I'm thinking for now, the arc furnace may be enough. Maybe enough. So let's weld those 2 bits up with the ship. And hopefully that's got the rest of the things it needs in it. Come on. You are practically touching, so you obviously don't have anything else it needs in there, which is probably the construction components again, isn't it? Let's back it up and jump out. And ooh, we're upside down. That kind of disorientated me. Construction components by any chance? Yep, 5 construction components for you, 40 for you. Right, so we basically need to go build more again. No surprise there, really, is there? So production, and oh, we have 61 now. That's perfect. That's just what we needed. We don't need to build more. We just use those construction components. Hit the right button. There we go. So we can just build that up. Finish that off by hand. Whoop. That's the arc furnace done. And that's the assembler done. So that's that. The next thing would basically be how we would keep this thing in place at the level it should be, which is basically as it is now, and maneuver it or move it as a thing. Well, thankfully the level around here is pretty the ground around here is pretty level. We're just going to grind this up because I can. Why not? Just because it's bugging me otherwise, because there's just random, like, bits of metal sticking up out of the ground. That is just, yeah. Come on. And that bit. Should probably have taken my jetpack off whilst doing this. So essentially for doing that, it's going to be a case of I need to use that stuff. And I need to make legs. So I'm thinking to do, or do I want to do it now? We'll do it in, do I want to do it in long legs, or do I want to just do it in this leg? We'll do it in this way. I think we'll just do it essentially like this. I think that will be perfect. Well, I hope that will be perfect. It's going to involve needing a lot of steel, and at some point a bit lower down, probably where it's going to actually land on. I'm essentially copying Sage here, I'm not going to lie. That was not where I want to put that, thank you. And that's not also what I wanted to do, because of the angle, it's now not doing it quite as I wanted it to. There we go. Yeah, I'm essentially copying Sage in his Iron Virus it is currently, but I'm making my own kind of version, and to be honest, my drills I am going to have slightly different to his. So at this sort of point, I'm thinking that it should be higher grade metal. We don't need any of this sort of stuff there anymore, so then it's going to be heavy armor. That's what I meant by heavy grade, basically. So you were right, and just blocks from that point, just like a few blocks. 1, 2, and 3. Don't know whether that's really going to be strong enough. I can't now change that because of that. So if I just to connect you, do that, do you, and there, and then put some like so, as well as some like so. That's not the bit that I wanted. Interesting texture that has though. Like so, and then just general 1, 2, 3. And that's how I'm going to do it. As a base, or as a wheel, landing point. Put you back there, and then one like so, just because I can, and then it makes it look nice, and then it's just that's kind of weak, and if it gets hit then it's going to lose a leg, but hopefully that's not going to happen, and it's going to stand in one place still. I kind of need to do... I've got to hope that as I do this it's going to work out alright. How many have I just done that as well? That's going to be important. It's going to be very important. Also, gas refills from bottles. How well am I doing with that? I ought to go and get some more, because that's gonna be a problem. That's definitely gonna be a problem. Let's go get some more gas bottles quick. Bottle, gas bottle, hydrogen. 1, 2. Chuck 2 in, and we're golden. Cool. So the one that I have to keep in place until last is this one, because that's the one with the power on it. I also kind of need to move, well, I suppose I need to move the reactor at some point so that it's in place properly. I think I've just ran out of steel plates. Oh no, it's just the collision, or the how it was connecting being silly. Ooh, hi. No, pressing V instead of C. Right, yeah, I need to work out how far that comes down. I'm sure it should, in theory, come to pretty much the same sort of level, and I'll know for sure when it gets to it that I need to then start with the heavy sort of stuff. Though, did I put this one as heavy? Is this one heavy? No, that's light. But that is heavy, and then that's heavy. I probably should have put that one as heavy also. But again, there's not really a way I can change it now the way I've done it. Having a thin layer like that means you can't disconnect any of it, otherwise the whole thing comes off. And it just makes life a pain. But, hey. I think maybe one more, I'm thinking, is how it's going to be. Like so. And then that's essentially how it was, I'm thinking. I'm going to have to count, I think. We'll start from the top. Let's go now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 top facing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 top facing. Perfect. So then that's now heavy blocks of 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Same as there. Then it's one of them. Like so, and like so. And I then need to weld it all up so that it stands in position. We're going to use the ship for that, because that should at least have a lot of steel plates in it, I'm hoping. If it doesn't, then it's going to be a problem. Right, where are we at? Where are we at? We need to go up and around this way. And we're going to start with the bottom.
Ship fuel low.
That's slightly worrying.
Ship fuel low.
I have 42 minutes. What's the actual
Low.
Okay, yeah, that's very low. Let's go park you up because I don't want you to crash. I ideally need a lot of uranium. Right, let's get you parked as soon as we can. Hopefully you don't crash. I just turned my things off, didn't I? I need to go V, that's what I was trying to do. And then spin around so that I can see what I'm doing. And over that way. No, didn't want to do that. Press the wrong button again. I pressed V instead of C. Oh Christ. Where am I going? I need to go tilt the right way and forward the right way and Z, C and back and that way and back like so, and we're in position. And 2 and a 4, and now we're going to be fine in that sort of sense. Do you still have things running? Oh no, you just done that. So I don't believe we had any more uranium, did we? In here. Uranium. So there's only small reactors in this thing. And in actual fact, the part of that is probably because I just put caps lock on. Small reactor. These guys, including that one, are still powering the station when they're connected, I believe, possibly. So, yeah, I ought to get into you and do a group of your small reactors, all of your small reactors. We're just going to name it power. Oh, caps lock's the wrong way around. Power. And then we can use that to toggle blocks, toggle on and off. And we're going to set that in the group bar. Toggle block on off. That will make it better, because if I do Y, it just powers down the whole station, I think. Maybe, I don't know. Right, so that's saving power on that to some degree, but not entirely. So how are we going to do... We need uranium, basically, don't we? So it's time to really kind of go on a mining expedition to find uranium, which is gonna be fun, because, yeah, that was kind of the whole point of building this thing. And why have I got a body location thing? Okay, GPS, body location, you can be deleted, thank you very much. There's silicon down here, but that's not very useful. What is here? Oh, this is actually silicon. That's not really going to be useful for that, is it? I kind of need that to maneuver then. So I ideally needed a bigger ranged thing, because this is going to take a while to find. Silicon, nickel, so that's my nickel mine. That's fine. More silicon over this way. More nickel. What I really need is some uranium. Am I going to have to go and find uranium off in the distance somewhere? That's just more nickel. We need uranium. Nope, there was iron. I saw iron for a second. Or at least I think I saw iron for a second. No, I think it's just the things moving around. Really need uranium. It's either that, I'm going to have to put batteries on everything, and that's not going to be an easy task. Is there any stones nearby that I can check? How about over here? There's another patchy thing here. Oh, what's this? This is a def point. Well then. Because that was exactly what I was meant to do also. Right. Body location, please. I don't know how I managed that. It's not like I really was going that fast, I don't think. And I like how I just fell into this hole of whatever it was. Yep, totally. So F. And chuck everything across into inventory. There we go. So what have we got here? This is, well, first of all, I'm actually going to need to go and do that again, because that's really annoying. What are you? What are you? You are platinum, which is quite cool, but not what I really need right now. I need uranium. There is iron nearby somewhere just then. It's probably worth me making note of where any of these things are. There's iron. So that I can come back with the ship at another point when necessary. Right, where are we going? Right here. Right, okay. GPS. New from current position. And that's going to be iron. Yeah, that was all I need to do, wasn't it? Just then clear it off, and then there we go. That does put it on the thing, though, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't really need to show it for the moment. So, yeah, don't need to show it. There we go. And what I really need is uranium. Was this actually because of the crater? Is it worth me grabbing some of this? I don't know. I'm going to grab it anyway. And just, yeah. Don't really need the stone. I think that's everything now. Okay. Stone's going to stay as it is. I think the platinum might have been because of the actual, like, crater thing. But yeah, I was going to go over this way because there's more stuff here. My jetpack is off and I'm floating. There we go. I don't want to die, I just want to land. Thank you. Cobalt. That's quite useful. Or at least it will be at some point. Might as well make the thing of it. Cobalt. Yep, don't need to show it on the hub for now. Cool. What I really just need is uranium, ideally. I'm wondering whether I should maybe fly out. No, because I can't fly out on a ship because it hasn't got any power to do it in. And then more iron right below me, essentially. Yeah. More iron. No harm in having more iron. New from current position. More iron. Can I name it the same thing? Iron. I can. Right. What I need is, like, I need uranium. But I can't just fly out in the ship with a thing to find uranium in. I need to find it by hand, which is going to be a horrible thing to do. I just need some amount of uranium, really. Why is my gas being refilled from bottle when I'm not even using it? Oh, and I know. Hang on. J, helmet off. That's why I was using up oxygen. That's clever. Very clever. I think they should make it maybe that it automatically doesn't close your visor on this kind of planet, but in other sort of situations it does. I don't know. It's an odd thing. What about over there? I'm literally just trying anywhere right now. I see sparkly bits and it's just nothing. I need uranium. Why is there no... I need a boulder or something. I know there's boulders around